Or maybe some technical issues, and then unfortunately Brandon Yates, whose night ended a little bit earlier than probably than what he anticipated. Bad Company Racing is always, in my opinion, some of the hardest chargers. They race hard. They are super competitive. Utmost respect for them. You're good. I hear you, Will.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, you are muted.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I thought we were live. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yep, I'm in here. If you could just share your screen, that's the only thing.
Yep.
And then I'm ready to rock. I'm just gonna pull up timing right here. Was that a caution you were talking about there?
Yeah, so we've only had one caution. It was kind of it was Brandon Yates and Bobby Rowden and Michelle White, which Rowden and White are both out currently. Let me rotate this camera really quick, and I will share my screen from Discord.
This looks like Ryan Philbrick, Brendan Yates, Brendan Rowden, all out.
I don't know why Ryan jumped to the pits for, but yes, he is out.
So we got about 14 cars out. This is next gen?
Yep.
Damn. Power to these guys. Goodness.
I know.
Here
you go.
Sweet. Here we go.
All right, and I'm going to queue you up. Give me 1 second. Let me rotate this.
Yep, I'm going to try to share the link out too as we're getting into it.
Okay. Just let me know when you're ready.
All right, let me get this just a little bit bigger. All right, and if you just want to come in and then kind of cue me in, and then we'll rock and roll.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, or probably the main host, Will Tiller, is back in the booth with us, a little bit behind schedule, but hey, we appreciate him making it tonight. As always, he is the main man in charge. I am just the guy behind the scenes, so further ado, here is Mr. Will Tiller.
Well, I appreciate that great introduction, Jacob. I couldn't miss Next Gen at the ATL, especially off of that exciting finish we had on a Tuesday night here in the Iracing League. We're jumping into already some cautions in this race here, Jacob. And Brody Disher is currently leading the way. What a run he has so far.
Hold on just a second. We have a little bit of an issue. Just give me
You're all right.
second.
You're okay. No worries.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties, but no further ado, here is Will Tiller.
Yeah, Jacob, I appreciate that introduction. I couldn't miss the Next Gens at Atlanta. What a race this is shaping up to be. Only one caution so far, 46 laps into this race, especially coming off the crazy finish on a Tuesday night here at the same track. These guys really giving it their all. Right now, our current leader, Brody Disher, is up one spot since the drop of the green flag. But boy, he is definitely feeling some heat, though, from Jonathan McIntosh and Anthony Harden. Look at Cody Deek's run so far here, Jacob, as they're off at 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I was saying earlier, before you had gotten here, Cody Deek is, our biggest gainer of the evening so far, up 13 spots from where he was. He started in the 17th position and slowly just worked his way up.
As we have a car into the wall briefly off of 4. That looks to be the 94 machine of Cole Morton in the wall. as right now the high side line is occupied by the 77 of Anthony Harden, also the 99 of Christian Clark. Christian Clark, excuse me. Always good to see that 99 out on the racetrack, rocking that Coca-Cola paint scheme. But to his inside, that's Cole Martin, and that 94. These cars seem to be fading out just a little bit here. Now, I wanted to ask you here, Jacob, not sure if you've mentioned it or not, what kind of strategy are the folks at home really watching here tonight? Is it a pit strategy, a tire strategy? What's going to be the next-gen course of action?
I did a poor job of explaining it earlier, but especially with the new repaving of the track, I'm going to say it's going to be a tire strategy. Ultimately, or actually, excuse me, it's going to be a pitch strategy because you're really not going to be getting a lot of tire fall off from what I've heard from the guys. At this point, roughly they're going to get about, I want to say, 40 laps out of a tank. So at this point, we'll kind of pull up to see, the last time everyone had pitted. So roughly laps since pit. So Brody, it's been 40 laps. Jonathan McIntosh and Anthony Harden both 40 laps. And so at this point, we'll see if they'll end up coming in towards the pits at that point here shortly to kind of do, I would say, the next pit cycle.
As District takes us across the start-finish line, could that be the disadvantage, though, for the 36 with those 4 fresh Goodyears on there with nobody else taking those tires? Would the 36 equipment really use up more as he comes off a 2 here, or is he just trying to build up as much speed as he can in this run?
I would probably say just build up as much speed in this run at that point. Haven't seen a lot of guys get a little squirrely. I've seen guys as they try to push up towards the wall. That's where they kind of get a little squirrely at that point, or whenever they kind of get close to doing the bump draft, the air gets out from underneath the backside of them and it gets them a little loose on the rear.
As we watch the 94 go to the inside of Cody Deek here, that is a battle for fourth on the racetrack. Down the backstretch, 52 laps into this live on YouTube next-gen race here in the Ratfink Racing League on a Thursday night. I apologize, I missed the drop of the green flag. We have one caution so far. There goes the 12 to the inside of the 13. That's the 12 of Darby Mulleth right there, going to the inside of the 13. The 13 is basically stuck on the top side. Off of 2 door-to-door with that 94 off of the corner. They're still battling out for position here. That is for a top 5. Now we see the 77 of Anthony Harden have to check up on that back bumper just a little bit. The 13, though, Jacob, looks as though he's locked. He can't get back down. Similar to what we saw at Daytona in the real-life next-gen series. There's just nowhere to go there on the top side.
No, that's the thing that running that outside line. It's a little bit similar like Daytona. You can try and get some momentum on the outside line, but you got to have someone go with you. See, like right there, Cody Deek kind of got a little loose as riding that.
A little bit of a hey, how you doing move out of the 09 of Jonathan McIntosh, just letting the 77 know, like, hey, I'm still right here, as Cody Deek's just having a bit of a troubling corner there off of 4, lost a lot of speed, almost topped that topside wall. But, folks, we have a battle for the lead as the 77 of Anthony Harden's going to go door-to-door with the 36 off of 2, gets down to the inside line and takes the lead off of 2. Anthony Harden is moving and grooving in that John Deere tractor into 3 and 4.
3 and 4, our new race leader. Yeah,
we appreciate Anthony giving us that point of view, too. Very strong in the truck series. Has been putting forth some really good results. It looks as though here tonight, Jacob, as he takes us down the front stretch, a lot of speed in this next gen as well.
Yeah, no, it's, he races hard, pushes hard. And he's been towards, the first, not the first part, but the first half of the field, essentially, the entirety of this race.
And as we're taking a ride around with our race leader, Anthony Harden, it does seem as though some guys are heading down pit road as we see the 13 of Cody Deek down there and Marth down there as well. That's the 12, the 13 down pit road. We'll wait and see who's going to be some more takers here.
Oh! Oh, no. Just entered the pits a little too quick. Got turned around. Let's see. No, the caution doesn't come out, so...
Still moving on the racetrack a little bit. Cue up the Tokyo Drift theme song right there because he came sliding into the pits. And you can't do that here in stock car racing. You got to get that thing straight and slow down that pit road.
Yeah. And race leaders are coming around towards the front.
Anthony Harden still leading the way. We jumped just a little bit past the leaders there. David Bersecki is up 11 spots. This is a drop of the green flag in that 92 machine. It's a big pack behind our leaders here, Jacob. I have to assume that they're all going to pit together here into 3 and 4. You also see the 69 of Todd Perrant come into view there. I love the paint schemes we're rocking here tonight, though, at Atlanta, Jacob. You got the Ghostbusters, you got the Tide Machine, all sorts of crazy paint schemes as we head into 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, actually before the race, my personal favorite so far is John Crosby, that white monster with the gold accents that he's got going on right there. Releasing the beast.
Release the beast. Here he goes. Oh, it looks as though we have a truck in the wall. Just a little bit of a love tap there on 3 and 4. We'll get an understanding of who that is in just a second. I believe that's the lone soldier there on the outside. I believe that is the 66, Brandon Yates. He's all by himself there on the top side. We'll see here off of 2. Looks like though Jacob, he's having some difficulty controlling that car. Losing some speed here. Let's see on the exit of 3 and 4 what he does here.
Yeah, he was involved in the first caution earlier part of this race, and so he probably still has a little bit of some damage that he's dealing with right now. But based off of our leaderboard currently, he's 23 laps down, and I think he probably just got a little loose trying to get out of the way for the race leaders.
As our race leaders come down the backstretch here, it is an elementary single file line into 3 and 4. Nobody trying to get up to the top side of the racetrack. Nobody battling for positions right now. It is a straight up game of Nokia Snake right now down the front stretch. Across that start finish line. Lap 63 in the book so far. If you're joining us late here on YouTube, there are, I believe, 3 sets of tires for these next gens. No fast repairs. We've only had 1 caution on the race so far here tonight. But what a great point of view this is here down the backstretch. Our top 10 now roaring into 3 and 4.
Yeah, well, and I don't mean to correct you or anything, but with the next-gen cars, since they race a few more laps compared to the trucks, they actually have 4 sets of tires compared to 3.
Okay, the tire fairy drops an extra set for these next gens. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As Anthony Harden still leads the way off of 2. Brody Disher right there as well. Jonathan McIntosh in that 3rd position, as it looks as though Brody Disher pulls out of line.
Yeah, it looks like Brody Disher, Jonathan McIntosh, everyone going down pit road now. Let's see who's entering. So we got Brody, we got Jonathan, Brandon Hinton, possibly Sean Dion.
Oh, we have another car spin.
Oh.
Right at the entrance of pit road there.
I can't.
Looks as though they got it straight. They're heading down pit road here.
Yeah, I wonder if it was Brandon Yates. Yeah.
Bit of a strategic move there as our leader stayed out. Looks as though they're heading down pit road now. Jonathan McIntosh, Brandon hitting down pit road as well. But they decided to wait an extra lap there as we watch here down that long pit road here. It's going to be the 66 here. No issues there.
No, I don't think. I think we were just seeing smoke from where they were braking, entering in.
Yeah, it's a quick pit road here. You got to kind of dive in there and get this. Why we saw the 36 kind of pull out of line very, very early. As our race leader has now changed, David Bersecki is now leading the way with Todd Perron. John Crosby currently registered in third. Tyler Waltz currently in fourth. And Anthony Harden, who will be presumably our race leader when it all shakes out, is currently in that fifth position. Jacob, these guys have yet to head down pit road. I do believe we have one guy with a fresh set of tires, and that was Brody Disher, but he headed down pit road just a little while ago. This would essentially set everybody up for one of the last runs of the race before going a caution here.
Yeah, no, I do believe you are correct. Currently, yeah, David Bersecki was, last time he had pitted was on lap 10, and then everyone else, Brody Disher's on his way out, and I think, yeah, because Darby, Thomas Wynn, Christian Clark, those three pitted lap 56, 55. Looks like Thomas Wynn is entering in right now. Entering in right now.
We had a car slow down the backstretch here. Must have been this car now heading down pit road. Very, very slow there down the backstretch.
Oh, I wonder what happened. He has some front end damage.
Yeah. I saw him very, very slow. I did see some smoke there down the backstretch. We'll check out this Ratfink Racing instant replay. Go back in time here to see what happened to the 71 machine.
Oh.
And he's going to get tangled up here right in the entrance of 1 and 2. I believe that's the 90.
Yeah, 99 Christian Clark.
Let's see what happens here, Jacob. I love the Mardi Gras paint scheme, though, out of the 71. And you see what happens here.
Oh, Christian Clark just got loose, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And collected Thomas.
And he's going to get the worst of it here because the 99 is just going to get sideways. He's going to turn that thing down the racetrack.
Yeah,
nope.
Just gets loose.
Not even going to touch the wall. He's just going to come down and essentially just hit the 71 as the 71 was coming out of the exit. And there's that one little extra tap there on the fender. And the 71's going to get the worst of it here.
Every time we talk about the wins, I always give him the commentator curse, and I feel so bad.
Hey, happy Mardi Gras to him, though. I love the purple and gold on that car here tonight, but unfortunately for him, it looks as though the night might be over for Thomas Wynn in that 71 machine. Heavy damage. But for the 99 still in this race, we'll see where the 99 Christian Clark stands. Also 2 laps down in this race, currently in that 13th position. We jump back up to our leaders who have now Yahtzee shuffled back up there as Anthony Harden's leading the way. John Crosby with another great run out of that 73, and Todd Perron currently our podium as the 69 machine goes to the outside. See if he's going to make a move here off of 2 with those set of freshies on there. He has to commit now as the 73 goes to close that line of the 69. Looks like Todd just going to stay on the top side here onto 3 and 4. Anthony Harden still leads the way off of the corner here down the front stretch.
Yep, and we're right on board with John Crosby. One of my favorites. Always just he reminds me of that song. I don't remember who sings it, but it's like Smooth Operator. Look at him, just calm, cool, and collective.
Little ice baby. He's just so cold in the cockpit. You see him, no expressions. We saw a little bit of a smile out of him when he won in that truck series. We'll see if we get a smile out of him here tonight, but especially locked in here in this next gen. We had fast lap times. 29.8 was his best. 30.5 last time by. Currently in this third spot. And you see him, like you said, Jacob, just chilling in that cockpit off of 2.
Yeah, just riding along. We'll see if he can't make the pass up to Anthony at this point, and see if he can get another win this week.
You may have noticed there through his windshield, that was the 36 of Brody Disher. It looks as though Brody's having some issues on the racetrack. He is now down to 12th, 3 laps down. So our race leader from just a little while ago, especially when we came on the air, that 36 is now just tumbling here down to 12th, a lap down. It looks as though he's having some trouble staying on this lead pace as well.
Yeah, no, that's we'll have to try and take it back and see if he had gotten involved in anything, but at this point I don't think so. Looks like he collected the wall coming back towards out of 4. We'll speed this up.
Yeah, kind of a hard
Yeah.
impact. Yeah, scrapes it. Maybe just because we did talk about how he had those 4 set of freshies on there. He did head down pit road. Had him around 12th, so maybe just a pit strategy that went south there for the 36. It looks as though nothing's going to happen to the car as we're running through the instant replay of the 36, who was our race leader, and now currently in 12th a lap down. So he's going to have to keep his fingers crossed for a caution flag to fly, or else he's at the tail end of this lead pack a lap down. But currently at the top side of the grid, you see lap traffic coming up here. The 77 will go to the inside. The 69 atop will follow. We'll see if they're going to make a move into 3 and 4 here, Jacob.
Yeah, no, we have Cole Morton in the mix between Anthony Harden and Todd Perron at that point. Let's see if Todd can get around Cole and get up to Anthony and possibly get a pass going.
And you saw a brief thought right there to the inside of the 77. Here's 77 laps in to Atlanta Motor Speedway here on a Thursday night Next Gen Series. The 94, I believe that is Cole Morton. He is 2 laps down, essentially just working as a blocker right here, as Cole Morton is a team of none, but he is splitting up those Rat Think racing machines right there with Todd Perront, Tyler Waltz, just basically throwing the block on those 2 guys to try to get up to the lead, who is Anthony Harden out of Mid-Pack Motorsports, really leading the way for that team here. But you see those 2 teammates just basically lock-jammed in this inside lane here down the backstretch. Jacob, what can you do to sort of get around that lapped car that's really just working as a blocker?
Man, so if I was Todd or Tyler, I would try to run that outside line and probably try and get a push from one another. You see Sean right there also on the outside line, part of Ratfink Motorsports as well. See if the 3 of them can't get something going again on that outside line and see if they'll get it going. Probably not. Looks like Sean was just trying to stay out of the way at that point.
And you saw Todd Perront think about that outside line, knew that Sean Dion was there. Sean Dion currently in that 9th position, a lap down. So only 8 cars remain on the lead lap here, 79 laps in to Atlanta Motor Speedway. As Todd Perront currently in that 3rd spot, Anthony Harden leading the way. Keep an eye out on the 5 machine of Brandon Hitton, though, currently up 12 spots to drop with the green flag. Our biggest mover of the race so far. Coming off the corner here, that 5 machine, another Monster Energy themed car here. A lot of Monster lovers here in the field.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. So Tyler Waltz, he's running the Monster Scheme. Brandon's running the Monster Scheme. John Crosby's running the Monster Scheme. At this point, Monster needs to sponsor these guys.
And shout out to one of the best Monster athletes of all time, Ken Block, one of the best racers of all time. As well as we are off of 2. We were single file once again on the inside lane. Todd Perront thought about the outside lane heading down the backstretch, but wisely is just going to follow right back in. And with the aerodynamics of these next-gen cars, this is essentially where you want to lock your machine until those last few laps of the race. And I think that's what we're seeing here, Jacob, a single-file line down here, down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Nobody really trying to push the issue, just staying cool where they're at.
Yeah, no, especially with this new update that they just pushed out with the next gen cars, kind of, with the added horsepower and a little bit of the change of the body. Cold coming down on the apron.
Yeah. That was a weird move there out of the 94. Cole Morton went to the inside of the racetrack. Maybe just didn't like the air he was feeling there as we're into 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying earlier. That the guys have talked about the dirty air just will sometimes lift the back end of the cars out, or lift the back end of the cars up, and it kind of gets them a little loose at this point.
And we'll see if anybody wants to go to the top side of the racetrack, as Todd Perront keeps sort of easing up there. But I feel like, Jacob, at this point now, we'll click another lap into the books as we're across that start-finish line. This may be just he's feeling a little bit more pressure in the 69. You see now in the entrance of 1 and 2. Can't really get it down to that inside lane that he wants to. Even on the exit, it starts to drift up a little bit. And I think that's just playing a little bit of a disadvantage to the 69, losing some speed that way at 30.5 last time by 30.5 out of Tyler Waltz as well. So maybe just trying to build something on that top side lane as we're off of 4, as Anthony Harden's still leading the way in the 77. Well, watch now. That's the 09 trying to really press the issue on the 5. That's Jonathan McIntosh going at Brandon Hitton. And you're starting to see some squirreliness going on as Anthony Harden will make his way around another lapped car on the racetrack. I believe that is Cody Deek in that 13 machine. I still try to ride that draft off of 4. Anthony Harden still leading the way. Todd Perront there as well. Cole Morton. So we're starting to get a little bit of a mix of lapped cars mixed in with our lead pack, as Todd Perront will go to the inside of one of those lapped cars. As Anthony Harden's really loving to see this out of his rear view down the backstretch here. A lot of lapped cars really working as blockers for him here as he leads the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, he had Cole behind him at that point, blocking, not necessarily blocking, but in the way of Todd from getting towards the front. And now he has Cody Deek behind him, just kind of riding back behind him as well. And so, well, actually, no, he just actually got out of the way from Todd. So let's see if Todd's going to put the pressure onto Anthony at this point.
Yeah, to avoid those lapped cars, I would try to make a move around the 77 while you have that opportunity. The 77 is a little bit slowed, having to get around these cars. Could be that big move to try to get around our race leader as they're off of 4. Keep it cool, guys. Across that start-finish line. Ooh, almost went 3 wide on the racetrack here. As we're into 1 and 2, the 69 of Todd Perront now in the middle side of the racetrack. He'll go low. He's thinking about a move here off of the corner. Doesn't have the momentum. There he goes again.
Yeah, let's see if Tyler's going to be able to give him that bump that he needs. Every time Todd keeps on getting into the corners, he keeps on drifting up. So I think he's going to end up losing a little bit of time from that.
And he has to make sure that he's clear of the 13 because he is drifting up the racetrack. The 13 is riding that middle lane. The 13 is one of those lapped machines in the mix here. So hate for your night to end by getting tangled up in that nest. But as mentioned, that 69 just really having a difficulty keeping that thing on the inside of the racetrack. That might be to his disadvantage as the 77 keeps locked on the inside right there. A little bit of a bad entrance to the 77 there. It's going to cost him a lot of speed off of the corner. But now we're back to 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack as it is Anthony Harden, Todd Perront, and Tyler Waltz. 1, 2, 3 with 2 teammates in second and third at Iracing Racing. Brandon Hitton right there as well. So our top 5 now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the racetrack. As it looks like we do have a move out of Todd Perront. That door is shut once again. Tyler Walsh is a little bit late to the party to push his teammate along. Now the 69 essentially has to open up that line to his teammate, the 54, who will essentially go door to door with his teammate across the start-finish line into 1.
Oh, he got out of that inside line, and that inside line is just kind of where you have to be patient. But let's see. It looks like Tyler's closing in on Anthony at this point. Anthony ran a 9 set. Ooh.
Wow, right there. I hate to interrupt you there, Jacob, but he did almost have a huge run off of 2. We could have had a new leader on the racetrack, but wisely just simmered down for just a second.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Todd got on that outside line, and now he's slowly falling back, back down to, the 5th position at that point. Let's see if Cody D can kind of help him use that outside line and get towards the front, but I just don't think there's any momentum there with how small the field is currently.
And there really could have been some team communication, like a little bit of a Cal Naughton action saying, hey, I kind of want to win 1, too. I want to lead some laps. And it could have just been Todd Perront getting that message, letting the 54 go around. But unfortunately, as you mentioned, Jacob, never caught any clean air, didn't catch anybody after giving up that position, and essentially is just going to get washed out down to 6th in this bunch of lap cars and lead cars here in the mix. But we do have a little bit of a rubbing racing off of the corner as Brandon Hitton, Jonathan McIntosh, they'll go at it into 3 and 4.
Yeah, let's see if Bad Company Racing can get someone on the podium this evening, because typically our Bad Company racers is that's usually up towards the front. That's Ryan Philbrick and Jesse Gordon, and sometimes Victor Etheridge. If he doesn't get too squirrely on the outside, but that's just kind of a little jab from the Truck Series on Tuesday. So, but no, Ryan and Jesse are the hard chargers of Bad Company, but we'll see if Jonathan can put them on the podium this evening.
Yeah, and only one caution of the night so far as the field comes roaring by us here in 3 and 4. I'm watching these moves, though, Jacob, as we take another lap in the books into 1 and 2. These guys are really testing out some moves with big checkups as well. I don't think we've seen the last of the caution flag, and I hate to say that because we're watching this lead pack here. Yeah, and it could involve some leaders as we're down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
Yeah, I've raced with Tyler several times. Whenever I would race, he was a teammate, and again, he had taught me a bunch. A good young guy, and Tyler likes to get aggressive. So I'll be interested to see how this race pans out right towards the end.
Keep an eye out on that top side of the grid. One of the fastest trucks on the racetrack right now is Darby Marth in that 12 machine, currently down in that 7th spot, but running some of the fastest lap times on the track. Next fastest truck would be Brandon Hinton in that 5 machine, also putting up some very, very fast lap times right now. And with everybody so close to one another, it really still is anybody's race, as Anthony Harden still leading the way in that 77, the 54 Tyler Waltz thought about a topside lane, had to wisely get back down to the inside because the 09 of McIntosh was coming. But now he's on the back bumper of the 77. He has to try to do something, or him and the 77 will just keep going into 3 and 4, and that's exactly what they'll do as they come around us here in 3 and 4. Anthony Harden leading the way. Oh no! Oh no! As the field is wrecking down the front stretch, the 09 made contact. Oh my goodness. I believe that was the 54 of Tyler Waltz coming off of 4. Made contact with the quarter panel, sent the 54 right into the wall. No question there. That's just a pick maneuver, and it's just a contact. And I had a feeling, Jacob, and unfortunately, I predicted this pretty much spot on, that it involved our leaders. And just the way that everybody was trying these moves, trying to get around one another.
Yeah.
And it looks like the 09 just runs out of room there off of the corner.
Yeah, it just hits him.
And just, man, sends him into the wall. 54 with a nose first into the topside wall, and then he's just going to get residual effects here.
Yeah, and then let's take a look at Jonathan McIntosh also to see kind of who else he collected. Unfortunately, David Bersecki at this point.
Oh, man. And unfortunately, I was going to say, Jacob, unfortunately for the 92, it looks as though the 09 of McIntosh may have realized he made a mistake and just let go of the wheel. Because it looks as though he was just drifting down the racetrack there and then made contact with the 92.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And before the race, man, Will, I gotta stop talking about people, because every time I talk about someone, Tyler was giving me a hard time from the Truck Series, how I would always commentate and say someone's name, and from that point they would always wreck. And I just got done talking about Tyler, and unfortunately, I feel bad. Feel bad.
It's that commentator's curse here in iRacing. You hate to mention people, but at the same time, you love to highlight good drivers out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we have. I wonder how this is all going to shake up for everything, because we have Brandon Hinton in second, and Anthony still in first, and Darby in third.
What an absolute finish this is going to be, as it looks as though everybody is ramped up and ready to go for the final stretch of the race. We have some takers down pit road, but as they head down pit road and everybody gets ready for the final 20 laps of this race, we're going to step aside just for a short break, and we'll be back for the drop of the checkered flag here from Atlanta in the Red Pink Racing League.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
No, you're good.
Okay.
We're gonna crank it up, just because there's really not much. I mean, we only have a 7-car field.
Let's do it. So then at the drop of the green flag, I'll basically just go silent, and then we'll let them rock.
Cool. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
We are back here live at the Atlanta Motor Speedway on a Thursday night in the Ratfink Racing League. There are 7 cars left for one heck of a shootout here in the ATL. As the green flag waves, Anthony Hardin, the 77, will hard charge this pack into 1 and 2 as a battle for second already charges on. We're going to let these cars do their thing here in the ATL.
We are muted.
Sweet. Meow 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 meow.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna bring Tyler up into the interview.
Sweet.
Oh wait, is he still?
Whoa!
Oh,
Todd Perron almost got taken out there.
This is Tyler. Yeah, Tyler's still in the pits. I'll be back.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. We are back.
We're back here in the ATL. We are hard charging here with just a few laps to go. This race is battling on here, Jacob, as we only have about 7 cars left on the lead lap here. Really anybody's race here down the stretch.
Yes, sir. And then we have a special guest. We have Tyler Waltz in the booth here shortly. Tyler, walk us through what happened on that last caution.
I think he just got a run and wasn't sure how close he was. He tried to fill back in and just caught the right quarter panel, and it sent me to the wall.
It's been one heck of a... Go ahead, I'm sorry, Jacob.
No. You're fine. Go ahead, Will.
I was going to say, it's been one heck of a run here tonight, Tyler. We watched that replay there, just really nowhere to go. Unfortunately, you're going to get the worst end of what happened there. Did it just feel like that it was a high-intensity race here tonight?
Oh, for sure. These super speedway-esque tracks are always super interesting. You're either going to end up with the top 5 or be in the pits halfway through the race.
Tyler, I was saying to Will, I have to stop saying people's names because probably I'd say 30 seconds we were talking about you and I was talking about you. You know, you're great. You know, you get aggressive, and then at that point you ended up getting love tapped a little bit, and your night was done.
Yeah, because it's funny because I just told Todd, I pulled out, to get that better entry into the corner. And he was like, "What are you going to do, go high?" And I said, "No, the next time one of you guys slip up in the middle of the corner, I'm going under you." And then 2 laps later, he slipped up and I got under him. I was waiting on the 77 to do the same thing, and he just never did. But, always fun racing here in the Ratfink Racing League. Great competition.
Well, appreciate you having you up here in the booth, Tyler. As always, unfortunately, your night's done a little bit earlier than what you have liked. But as always, man, you're a hard competitor. We always appreciate you, racing hard and setting the presence and the tone within the league.
Yes, sir. On to Kentucky next week, baby.
Yes, sir. Have a good evening.
We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good night.
That was Tyler Waltz. We appreciate him taking the time for a in-race interview. We just saw him get taken out with only our second caution of the night. But back to the action on the track. We take a look. Todd Perrant now leading the way in that Tide machine. He snatches that lead away from the 77 of Anthony Harden. Currently in that second spot is Maruth in that 12 machine as they come off of 2 here down the backstretch. The laps are ticking down with a new race leader into 3 and 4.
Yeah, and Will prior to the not the the race was in the chat with Todd, and man, he was pretty fired up about some stuff earlier on this week, and I think that kind of lit a fire underneath him, and so hopefully he can get a win tonight.
Doing a great job of blocking that 77 here off of 2. Todd Perrant showing great speed up 4 spots as the drop of the green flag. As they come roaring by us here on the backstretch, the 77 still holding down that second spot. He may feel a little pressure out of that 12 here in just a moment as they're off of 4. But we're going to make it just about 7 laps to go here. In just a moment, he'll cross that start-finish line, make it 6 into 1 and 2. This 69 leading the way.
Yeah, at this point, we'll pull this back up and kind of see what everyone ended up taking, if they ended up taking tires and fuel. But no, Todd ended up taking 4 tires. So at this point, I think, again, they're going to make it to the end of the race. But from there, it's Anthony's been 45 laps on these tires. So we'll see if he can end up catching up to Todd and getting that position back. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get it done.
Absolutely. And Mama, here comes that man, and that man is John Crosby to the outside. He is trying to get that podium position. Now down the backstretch, he is door to door for that spot, as though that run is going to get killed on the entrance of 3 and 4. He is going to get blocked once again by Marathon that 12 off of 4. Now he's going to go door to door for that 4th position, really losing a lot of speed there. Jacob not going to find any helpers on the outside line.
No, it's been that way this whole entire night. The outside just does not move. If you get out there on the outside, it's like a parachute. It just opens up and you just get dragged back there towards the back. See, John's he's ended up towards, with Cody, but if you don't have anyone out there, oh no, Todd got loose. Oh no.
And we saw the same thing at Todd Perrant. He got washed out with that same move. But, folks, throw up those threes. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because we have 3 laps to go here from Atlanta in the Thursday night Next Gen Series. Todd Perrant leads the way off of 2. Anthony Harden in the 77. He's right there as well. Red Marathon in that 12, hitting in that 4th position. And David Bersecki is our top 5 on the racetrack.
Big wreck.
Big wreck on the racetrack as caution it will fly as Todd Perrant gets loose off of 4. We'll check it out here. Just a couple laps to go, 2 laps to go here on a Thursday night.
We'll run it back really quick.
Unfortunately, caution will wave. Once again, at the end of this race, it will set up a green-white checkered finish.
Yeah, Sean Dion, and it was just a little bit of a checkup. Cole Morton got on the back right side of him and just kind of got him turned.
We'll have that replay revved up for you here in just a moment as that 3rd caution of the night waves. And there it is, folks. That replay, we were just checking it out here. Let's see. Jacob, do you have a clear list of drivers who that's going to be? Because that's a great shot right there. And it's just going to involve all of those leaders right there. Sean Dion, the 94 Morton.
David, possibly David Brissett. No, David got away from it at that point.
Yeah, avoided disaster right there.
I wanna know what happened to how Todd how he went off track. Let's take a look at that.
Mm.
Oh, he just got loose. Coming through, entering 3. Yeah, just got loose. Man, we had a lot of people rooting for Todd on that one. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. But, folks, that's going to set up a green-white checkered finish here on a Thursday night. Seems as though every time we get up here in the booth, Jacob, it's always one heck of a finish. Exciting finishes here at Iracing Racing.
Yeah, no, that's what we got Anthony still in first. Somehow, he ended up making that all through, and then we got John, and then Brandon, and then Darby. And then at that point, we'll see. Let's see if John can get that done. He was our race winner for Tuesday night in the Truck Series. So we'll see if Anthony can hold him off at that point.
Absolutely. But folks, as we set up for that green-white checkered finish, we're going to step aside just a moment, but we'll be right back with the drop of that checkered flag.
All right, you're good.
Yeah, I don't have your screen. I think when you left, it closed it out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying my best to watch the YouTube feed and then hear you. That's why I was a little delayed there.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're good.
You're good.
I wish you wouldn't. Okay, there it is.
I think it's just when you left the chat, I think it closed it out.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, I get it.
But it's all good because we're back just in time. Perfect.
I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick.
Yep.
Okay, where are we at?
Down the backstretch. Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Folks, it is time for the most exciting part of motorsports, a green-white checkered finish here on a Thursday night. My name is William Tiller. Of course, I am joined by commentator and producer Jacob Williams. We have only seen 3 cautions here tonight at the ATL, but it will be one exciting finish. We have Anthony Harden, we have John Crosby, Brandon Hitton, Todd Perrant, David Bersecki, and Darby Marth will be the cars involved here, next gens, as we come off of 4. The engines are ready to rock. The green flag is in the air as a 77 with a big jump across that start-finish line. He'll take us into 1 here in this green-white checkered finish. He'll go to the top side of the racetrack. The 5 will try to follow. The 73 is already up there. Big run, though, from the 77 to get to the inside of the racetrack. He'll be our clear leader off of 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, we got John and Brandon battling out. Let's see. Actually, Todd's making his way back up towards the lead, back and forth. Let's see how this ends up panning out. Ooh, John going into the back of Anthony.
And there we go, folks. The white flag will wave. There it goes. As John Crosby in the 77 will go at it. The 73 and the 77. Door to door into 1 and 2. John Crosby with a huge run to the inside. Brandon Hitton will try to follow on the 5. There goes Todd Perrant in the 92. David Bersecki. They're door to door as well. Our race leader now into 3 and 4 is John Crosby in the 73. Will Brandon Hitton have anything on the inside? Anthony Harden with the 77 on the outside. There goes the 73. Throws the block on the 5 on the inside. And it will be enough as the 73 comes across the start-finish line as the race winner. John Crosby takes it home here on a Thursday night in the ATL.
Ah, what a good finish. Another great finish.
Wow, what a run out of that 73. Essentially came out of nowhere there, Jacob. Was inside of that top 5, wasn't one of those leaders, and then all of a sudden just came hard charging with those 2 laps. Great restart of the 73, went topside, and was able to get that car down to the low side of the racetrack to throw the block to kill the momentum out of the 5. Boy, and you see him wipe his forehead there, a sigh of relief out of John Crosby, who in this week, Jacob, picks up 2 separate wins in 2 separate series.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's happened before. So I could be wrong. I think whenever the league was smaller, I think we've had some back-to-back wins. But with how the league has grown, I think he'd be the first to do it.
Boy, and it is burning it down here at Atlanta in that Monster Energy machine. He did indeed unleash the beast here tonight. And that looks good with that green Quaker Steak logo right in the middle. He is burning it down, trying to do his best Kyle Busch impression, trying to sweep the week here at Atlanta. Burning it down here, and that second place car will be Anthony Harden in the 77, and Brandon Hinton will get the last podium spot, coming home just about 2/100ths of a second ahead of that 69 of Todd Perront. What a big victory out of the 73 of John Crosby here at Echo Park Speedway, otherwise known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. And he'll park that thing right at that start-finish line. Jacob, only 3 cautions of the night, but boy, it felt like we were just launched out of a rocket since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we can kind of take that back and kind of see how that all finished out. It was just, I felt like at that point it was anyone's race from there.
Absolutely. As we check out just a little bit, or as we wait for our podium finishers here, this is the end of the race right at the line. And folks, that's how close it was. We had the 77 coming home in that second spot. We pay out podiums here on a Thursday night. And it was that close for that last podium position between the 69 and the 5 machine of Brandon Hinton right at that line there, Jacob. And another photo finish, but this time for third, it looks like.
Yeah. No, let me get everyone into the interview booth, and we will start doing our interviews.
What a finish. What a great run there at the end. Clean, too. That's the one thing we love to see, Jacob. It was a clean finish at the end of this race as we await for those podium finishers to join us up here in the booth. We'll check it out here. That is your top 10 unofficially here as Brandon Hinton will come home in that third spot. Todd Perront, we know we have some fans of the 69 in the house watching along with us here on YouTube. He'll come home fourth. David Bersecki, 5th. Darby Marth in 6th. Cody Deek, look at that, my man, finishing inside the top 10 in that 7th position. Cole Morton, 8th. Sean Dion, 9th. And Christian Clark, through everything, does get a top 10, even though he is 4 laps down to end this race. And Jacob, we only had about 6 cars finish on the lead lap. It just shows how hard these next gens are to drive.
Yeah, no, it's especially with, again, I feel like I keep on repeating myself, but it's with the new aero package that they just pushed out, and then on top of that, you also have the new Atlanta repaving, so it's kind of like a brand new setup at that point. No one, unless if you really put the time in, and run the laps, like you really won't know how that car is going to truly react until you get into a big field like what we had this evening.
It was a great race, a great finish at the end. I believe, though, Jacob, we are just waiting on our third place finisher. That is Brandon Hinton to join us up here in the booth. And we'll see if he can take some time to talk to us here with a great run out of that 5, rocking that Monster Energy paint scheme.
Yeah, I had messaged him, but we'll go ahead and we'll get Anthony up here and get his interview going.
Yeah, the 77 with a great run, Jacob. He was rocking that John Deere paint scheme. Finishes just a little short of victory here tonight. Take it away, Jacob.
Hey, Anthony, you got a copy?
I got you.
Well, congrats on P2. Take us through that last lap.
Well, I was able to come in and get tires on that second to last caution, and this really turns into a handling race towards the end of a run. I just didn't have enough tire to confidently make that turn down to cut that block, so kind of got to
Because
fight on the outside after that.
yeah, because now how many laps were you out? Oh no, you did take tires on that last caution, correct?
I took them on 67 in that green flag pit cycle.
Whew. So you were out on roughly 45 old tires, roughly.
Yes, yeah, very old
Mm,
tires.
man.
Now, how with the new aero package? This is what Will and I had pretty much have talked about this entire evening with the new aero package that iRacing pushed out, and with the repaving. How a lot of guys were saying that it's whenever you get into that dirty air, it's hard to control it at that point.
Yeah, I think what happened when I was following Todd there here close to the end. I just kept getting right on him going into 3 and 4, and he just got a little wiggle there, a little wiggle here, and just eventually kind of half spun it when I was up behind him.
Yeah. Now, was there a preferred lane that you just? I mean, it looked like everyone was just running that inside lane because whenever you would get on the outside, it would just take you towards the back of the pack at that point.
Yeah, I definitely think inside for the start of a run, and then kind of fading that, sitting on the stripes, that half lane between 1 and 2, or the half first and second lane. That way you get a good entry, you don't get super tight going through the turn. He's already
Yeah.
washing up, and they're trying to hug the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Will, you got anything for Mister Anthony?
Well, just a great run, and I wanted to ask you too. At the very end of that restart, as we had that green-white checkered, as the leaders kind of got tangled up there, did you feel that it was going to be a huge run out of these guys? Because it looks as though John Crosby just came out of nowhere there, came from about fifth or sixth position to get you on that last lap. Did you kind of feel that that herd kind of charging behind you?
Yeah, I definitely knew Hubie wanted to look for because he pitted on that green white checker, or the one before the green white checker, so he was gonna have fresh tires and be able to make a good run at it. So I knew he was the one to watch out for mainly.
All right. Well, Jacob, our second place finisher, Anthony Harden, man, you were just that close to victory here tonight. We can't wait to see what you have in store for us next week in that 77. And man, what a paint scheme it was on that thing here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing runs like a deer there, Jacob, and he was running strong here tonight at Atlanta. That was the 77 machine of Anthony Harden coming home in second spot. But without further ado, Jacob, I believe it is time to speak with the unicorn of Ratfink Racing League, a man that has accomplished a feat that you believe, based on the history books, has not been done before, and that's two different wins in two different series in the same week here in Ratfink Racing. John, take us through, man. Again, you provide us a show. Last lap pass on the last corner. You sneak up there, you get the victory. Take us through what just felt like a high octane race since the drop of the green flag.
Well, first of all, I'm so happy you're here, Will. I didn't think you were coming in. Jacob, I still love you.
Appreciate it. No, John just heard me complaining about the before the race. Man, I don't want to commentate by myself. Hopefully, Will can make it. He's like, you'll be fine, Jacob. And then, at the beginning of the race, I'm like, oh, they're going into turn one. Where's Will?
Yeah, they're going into turn one.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off track here. But,
All right, let's focus, boys.
Sorry,
Focus.
Focus up. You got me on the camera thing?
Yep.
Okay, look, focus up. All right. So last lap. First of all, it's nuts to be up front in a super speedway race, without getting wrecked. I had a little incident, I think that first caution, I don't know how many laps in, but I got down on the apron and missed everybody and just got loose on the apron and tagged the wall, and it was like 36 seconds of damage. So that was the only mishap we had. But coming to the last lap, I was like, well, we'll give it a shot, see what we can do. I know Todd's behind me, and I think Brandon had some damage there too. So I said, well, we'll see if we can get a good jump. And Todd didn't get a good jump, and I said, oh, well, I might have to just drop in and behind what is it, Austin? I think it was. Or
Anthony.
Anthony Austin,
Yeah.
same thing. And yeah, Brandon wouldn't let me in for some reason. I don't know why, but
Oh.
terrible. He's terrible.
Oh yeah.
No, it's all right. But yeah, couldn't drop in there, and finally Todd came up. He got a good run on me, and he came up and gave me a good little bump, and could get around Anthony there. So yeah, and I took tires, not the last caution, but the caution before. Took tires, and that definitely helped. With no tires, it was loose. So
No, that's
Um,
what
yeah.
we had been talking about this evening. Through the course of the race and again, I sound like a broken record, but the new aero package that iRacing has pushed out, and then the repavement of Atlanta. Will you walk us through how it was driving the next gen car through that?
Yeah. When you're, I don't know, half a car length behind someone, it's just going to be tight. And a lot of people are just, throttled to the floor, and they're just going to burn up their right front. So that was something we had to look out for, just not burning off the right front, and you know, I don't know, the thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'll get it out eventually. This is what happened last time. Guys, I don't really like doing interviews.
Stop winning.
All right, guys, I'll just finish at the back. I'll just go backwards from now on.
All right.
It's speaking of winning, John. I did want to ask you because, as Jacob was mentioning, you essentially accomplished something here tonight that hasn't been done in RatThink Racing League history, and that's win in two different series in the same week. What's one thing that you basically had to forget about the trucks on Tuesday night as you took control of the next gen here at the same track?
Well, it is the same track, but it's not the same track, So
Right.
It's two completely different animals. So you learn something different on, what is it, Tuesday?
Yeah.
I think it's trucks, and just throw it out the window. No one cares. That was a couple days ago. Now, like I said, it's just completely different animals. So, just gotta go with the flow and not let that get in your head.
Well, at that point, John, we'll get you out of here. Do you have any special shout outs did you have anyone talking in your ear, or is there anyone that helped you get to victory lane that you would like to thank or congratulate, or just any special shout out in particular?
Yeah, these beer run guys, they're amazing. We're missing Brian this week. He's been a little sick, so I told him he should stay sick more often because I get to win more. So
Yeah.
I told him if he wants to take next week off too, that's completely fine.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
No, but definitely those guys help out a lot. We practice a bunch, and we try and do our best in here with these guys. So it's a tough field. So we gotta do our best, and just a big shout out to them and big thank you.
Well, Will, you got any last words for Mr. John?
No, John, I can't wait to see what you have in store for us here in RatThink next week. See if you can keep this hot streak alive. And man, you just stay so chill in the cockpit, and then when you win, we see the smile. And that's the greatest thing of the night right there, man. Great job.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to bed.
Have a good night, John.
All right, you guys.
That was John Crosby, our race winner here in the 73 machine with that last lap pass. And with that last lap pass, Jacob, he ties for the biggest mover of the race with the 5 machine of Brandon Hinton, who comes home in that third spot. But as we just spoke to our podium finishers, John Crosby, Anthony Harden, and Brandon Hinton, 2 Monster Energy machines on the podium here tonight. Just outside of that top 3, we do have Todd Perrant, David Bersecki, our top 5, Darby Marth in the 6th position. Cody Deek, Cole Morton, Sean Dion, and Christian Clark will be our top 10 finishing results here. And then after that, Jacob, you basically get into a list of guys who called it early here tonight, just had a rough goes of it. These next-gen cars can really get away from you. And we're talking about the likes of Jonathan McIntosh, of course, had a rough night. Tyler Waltz, we saw what happened to him in the 54. And then you get into some other guys. Brandon Yates, Brody Disher, our race leader when I came on here on the broadcast. Thomas Wynn, we saw what happened with him. Ryan Philbrick in the garage. And Bobby Rowden there at the end. That will be our results here from a Thursday night in the ATL. Jacob, any final thoughts about tonight's race? Again, John Crosby picks up his second win in just a amount of days.
Man, at this point, we got two super speedways essentially, or two speedways out of the way. Next week is Kentucky, so I'm looking forward to see, because some of the guys really in particular don't like racing the super speedways in particular. So next week is Kentucky at that point. So really looking forward to seeing who comes out next week and kind of puts everyone on their toes, because at that point, you get the speedways out of the way, and then it allows you to get a fresh field, because again, some of the guys that are pretty particular on what they race, with the shorter tracks, they like to come out and show out.
And we definitely saw that here tonight. We love it when they come out and show out. John Crosby definitely did that here on the final lap. We had a photo finish on Tuesday, Jacob, and tonight's finish was just as exciting. Photo finishes for those last podium positions. But, folks, if you've liked what you watched here tonight on a Thursday night, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button to the Ratfink Racing League. We are moving forward with broadcasts on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, so Next Gen and so make sure to stay tuned for all of that iRacing action down the stretch. And Jacob, I want to thank you for having me up here in the booth with you here tonight. I know I was a little late to the action, but didn't miss much. I think only one caution in that mix.
No, sir, you are completely fine. This show would not be anything without you, as always. From everyone at RFRL, we always appreciate you coming and being the voice of the broadcast. I'm just the guy behind the scenes. Again, you're the one that ends up putting on the show for everyone, and again, we completely appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you providing all those shots and sounds of the race. It wouldn't be a broadcast without that, or the drivers that provide all of the exciting action for us here in the Ratfink Racing League. But once again, folks, my name is William Tiller. That is Jacob Williams, the guy doing two jobs here tonight, commentating and producing. But for all of us here at Ratfink Racing League, we want to thank you for spending your Thursday night with us. We want to send out a big congratulations to John Crosby picking up that second win in 2 days in a different series. What a feat that is. But for all of us here, we want to wish you a great night. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you back here for Tuesday Night Trucks in the Ratfink Racing League.
Good stuff.
Sweet.
As always, buddy. I appreciate you making it out.
Yeah, man. No, definitely. No. I was making great time with closing out trivia, and I'm like, I'm gonna make it. We're gonna get there. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, no. No. It's a night and day difference.